I'm here in the Rising Currents, which is really, I heard about this show a couple of months ago and even wrote a post on it in Art New York City about what's going to happen to New York and the rest of the world in about 50 years when there is no, when the oceans rise about another 6 feet. Much of New York City is going to be underwater, and you can kind of see that there's a couple of different solutions to what that's going to look like and what you would have to do to maintain a viable New York, and perhaps a viable, a lot of coastlines will not be viable anymore. So I'm just going to take this show in, but I just wanted to let my readers see some of the solutions and what people who are forward-thinking visionaries really are thinking about what's going to happen to the future of New York. Certainly not going to be probably in my lifetime, but probably in people I know in their lifetime. So it's actually one of the few times I've actually seen MoMA or pretty much any museum actually put anything really relevant on here and not just some creation of a bunch of curators that think we should be seeing this and that and the other thing. This is actually really stuff that probably more important than the Picasso exhibition, which is just nothing really compared to this, which is really profoundly important to just about everybody who's walking in this museum. Because this isn't really make-believe. This is real. And the thing is, if in fact the sea levels go up anywhere near what they're, or as much as, or even more than what people say they're going to, much of this is going to be, I'm sure people are going to be digging out these ideas in 20 years and thinking, oh God, we have to do something right away. So really, this stuff is probably the most relevant thing that the MoMA has ever really done, and it's a side project in one room. But it's going to be vitally important, I think, in 20 to 30 years from now when people finally wake up to the reality that they cannot ignore it anymore. Right now, they should be building dams, but it's too early, and there isn't the political will to do it. But I think if you look at the reality in 2020 and 2025, when it's pretty evident that there's no going back, I think you're going to see that this show will be one of the seminal examples of how to deal with the rising currents. And you're going to see what's happening to Manhattan here. You can kind of see what's happening. You can see what's happening. I mean, in a way, I could almost say that you can not see quite the devastation, that these are an artful look at what you could do, but they aren't actually an example of what New York's actually going to look like when this water starts coming on land. So it's a very interesting show. Again, this is one I would say that people really need to see. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm looking for. It seems like a projected map of this is the tide meter, but it looks to me like I'm not actually 100% sure how different New York is because of these tides, but it looks to me like this show does in fact deal with what you would have to do to redesign New York to survive. But then again, are you going to have to swim over to New Jersey or go to Connecticut? And what's going to happen to Manhattan? Manhattan's already an island. What will Manhattan be? Marshland? And what will the Bronx be? So there's a lot of deep philosophical questions here. Marshall Sponder, Art New York City, webmetricsguru.com, the webmetrics